Colorado Avalanche Hockey on Altitude is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Your Colorado Porsche dealers. To find one near you, visit colorado.porschedealer.com. CenturyLink, a trusted technology partner, frees you to focus on what matters. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Shortline Subaru. Save money. Ride better. Avalanche on a Saturday night hosting the Florida Panthers here at Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado. First of two meetings this season between these two clubs. Here, let's take a look at the starting lineup. Tell me about the goaltending tonight.
Well, Mike, a really interesting matchup for the Colorado Avalanche and the Florida Panthers. You've got Semyon Varlamov back in nets for the Avalanche. He's 9-4 this season, looking to really help this club rebound from their first two-game losing streak of the season. But at the other end, Tim Thomas. Tim Thomas, like a couple years ago, 2012, backbone the Boston Bruins to a Stanley Cup. He took the season off last year, joined the Florida Panthers, 3-6, looking for his 200th NHL victory. But he has an amazing career behind him. He's been playing hockey all over the world, and really hoping to rediscover that skill, obviously, that he had when he won the Conn Smythe with the Bruins.
Set to play. Mitchell as his lineup with Talbot and McGinn. The Avalanche send the puck deep into the Florida zone. Florida Panthers last night 3-2 loss in Minnesota, so the Avalanche facing another team that's going back-to-back nights. Look at the rest of the forward lineup for the Avalanche. The only change for the Avalanche in terms of the skaters would be Matt Hunwick. You'll see the defenseman pairings in just a moment. Matt Hunwick in the lineup for the first time this season after being a healthy scratch 9 times. An injury to Andre Benoit takes him out of the lineup, so he joins Alex Tanguay and Ryan Wilson as the other injured players out. No healthy scratches tonight for Colorado. The only other change would be the starting goaltender. Last game against St. Louis, the starting goaltender was J.S. Giguère. So Varlamov is in. Hunwick is in as well for the Avalanche in tonight's game. Landeskog has the puck to the point. McKinnon drills one to the front of the net, and Thomas right there to make the save. One cleared down the ice by the Panthers. Go ahead, Peter.
I got one thing we are watching. We're watching Nathan McKinnon again on the right side with Stastny and Landeskog. But Patrick Roy said this morning, look for all kinds of different possibilities.
There's another chance, and Thomas tested early in the game. Thomas going back-to-back nights, the starting goaltender for this Florida Panthers club. Out to center ice, puck put in over the line. Pass in front, glanced off of Varlamov. Up the near side boards, good hit by Landeskog on Gilroy. Panthers with the puck in the Avalanche zone. To the point for Gilroy. Tees it up, his shot through some traffic in front, and Upshaw was drilled by Sarch as that puck came by him.
Like one of the stories that we will be talking about tonight, because it is just a terrific story. Alex Barkov, 18. You see him September 2nd, 1995. Nathan McKinnon, September 1st. They're separated by a day. By a day, they were separated by one pick in this last year's draft in 2013. And just to give the fans an idea of just how young these guys are, 95 September was the year of the first opening training camp for the Colorado Avalanche, their first ever.
I also think one of the things that shows you how young, especially you look at Barkov, Peter, not since 1944 has anybody so young scored a goal in the National Hockey League as Barkov did in his first NHL goal. Isn't that remarkable?
It's amazing stuff when you look and see how many kids from this year's draft, 2013, are playing well.
Avalanche moving the puck in the Florida zone. Duchesne spins away, turns his way in front, pass across the crease, turned aside by Gilbert, defenseman for Florida. Pass back in front and backhanded towards the net by Parenteau. That's covered by Thomas. All right, let's go rinkside. Here's Julie Brownman.
Just following off of what Peter McNabb just said about Patrick Roy saying he's going to use a lot of different lineups. He also told the media this morning, he said, be careful, everybody. Tell the fans, if you're getting up and getting a hot dog, come back quickly because you might miss something. So he did it, with a smile on his face, but he's going to try some different stuff tonight, guys.
One of the things he talking about was the fact that possibly putting McKinnon and Duchesne together for that ultimate speed combination.
That would be as good as it gets for the Avalanche. Panthers get the puck into the Avalanche zone. Out of the corner, Jesse Winchester is coming off a couple of game suspension, back in the lineup for the Panthers. Goes back towards the point. A Pocheck sends the puck ahead to the Florida zone and chased down by Dmitry Kulikov. He's number 7 for Florida. Pass comes out to center ice for Winchester. Sends it across, and Marcel Gotch, the former San Jose Shark player, shoots it around the boards in the Avalanche zone. Hayda back behind him for Erik Johnson. Up the ice, brought in by MacKinnon. His cross-ice pass for Stastny. He was held up and peeled away from the puck. Panthers on the move to center ice. Carried by Matt Gilroy to the red line. Stood up by Hayda, but delivers the puck into the Avalanche zone. Landeskog will take it. But to pass it around the boards, had it blocked. Takes down along the near side wall. Avalanche will have a little time with MacKinnon handling the puck. Trying to get away from the forechecker. Huberdeau is going to be a penalty. So MacKinnon draws a penalty, and the first power play of the game is going to go to the Avalanche.
Florida number 11, 2 minutes for trip.
And Mike, you try not to get too far ahead of yourself, but it is difficult with Nathan MacKinnon because when he has the puck, Mike, and he just circles back in his own zone, he's coming up the ice. A lot of times you'll see young guys make that is just something they don't want to do. They don't want to stick handle that puck. They don't want to be that last guy in their own zone, and he's just fearless with it.
So power play number 1 for the Avalanche. 13th in the league on the power play. If they have to score on the power play, a lucky winner will get tickets to an upcoming game. And for a chance to win, register at afwonline.com/altitude. Jonathan Huberdeau tripping at 3:42 puts the Avs on the power play. Parenteau trying to hold the puck in. Taken away by Gotch, joined on the rush. Cross-ice pass to the defenseman Campbell, but the Panthers are offside.
One thing that happened in warm-up as we were watching was the puck comes through and hit Nathan MacKinnon right in the throat. Like the same thing happened this morning to Cody McLeod. They were doing the same kind of drill. Cody McLeod got bopped in the throat. They got to rethink this drill.
Power play continues for the Avalanche. Last game against St. Louis, Avalanche were 1 for 4 power play.
Here's one for you, Mike. Nathan just told me it's the same guy who shot the puck both times, so he may just be excluded.
The drill's fine. It's just the one guy's not allowed to participate.
Fool. Let's shoot the puck.
Pass out in front on a deflection, and then the Panthers were able to clear it out. Are you saying that Nathan MacKinnon was sitting next to you and heard you saying that?
Yes, he was watching the TV. He was watching himself and grimacing.
Dumped in by Parenteau. Florida on it. 50 seconds remaining in the Huberdeau penalty. Erik Johnson for the Avalanche makes the handoff. Nick Holden. Pass over the line for Landeskog. Swatted out to center by the Panthers. Well, their special teams, at least you look at the stats of them, not that impressive. Shot by Johnson whips wide. They're dead last on the power play, and they are 25th of a 30-team league, killing penalties. So far, done a good job here against the Avalanche, though. Stastny feeds to the far side. Pass back to the point. One-timer by Johnson. That got tipped off a Florida stick, and the puck has gone out of play.
Well, for big Erik Johnson, more and more people coming in here commenting on how well Johnson appears to be playing when they're watching films of the Colorado Avalanche. And we can tell, Mike, from being here in person, this is what he's brought all season. It's that jump up into the play, confidence with the puck, hit the blue line, and instead of just jumping it in and chasing it down, he's making the right play seemingly all the time.
Face off in the Florida zone. The Avs continue with man advantage, running out of time, though. Avs, in fact, did not get a single shot on net during that 2-minute power play. So we're back to 5-on-5, even strength hockey. Tony on Huberdeau, over. battle in the corner. Circling behind the net. Bjugstad chased by Johnson. A couple of big players. Bjugstad saw him in the warm-up, Peter. He's a big player.
He's a young kid, 6'6" center iceman.
To the point. Shot gets blocked. Bouncing out into center. Pushed ahead by Kulikov. Avalanche regained possession. Pass for Mitchell. To the red line. That puck is shot in. Look to the corner. Gilroy's got it. Go ahead, Peter.
And Mike, as they've done all season long, Patrick Roy and the coaching staff looking to see who's up next for the Florida Panthers and matching lines early.
Gilroy makes the pass across. Mike Mato, and then it's shot into center ice towards Varlamov. Scotty Upshall put it behind the net. Boyce with the puck. Sent off the side of the net. Flip back into the corner. Rolled up the boards. Parenteau has the puck. Makes a pass out to center ice for Duchesne. And could not get past the defenseman Gilroy. Avalanche chip the puck in. Get onside. Gilroy will take the puck as he drifts back behind the Florida net. 6 shots for the Avs, 2 for the Panthers in the first period. No score in the game. Gilbert takes a poke check on McLeod. He came to the Florida blue line. Swatted at, but the Avalanche are offside. And we'll return. More first period action from Denver. No score.
Welcome back to the Pepsi Center. We are scoreless between Colorado and Florida with Patrick Roy. Patrick, you told us this morning that you were hoping to have a quick start for your team. I know you hope that they would convert on the power play, but what do you like so far?
Well, I like the start of the game. I mean, we got 6 shots in the first 5-6 minutes. Unfortunately, I mean, maybe a little too fancy on our power play. I'd love to see more pucks to the net. And Forrest Thomas, it's his second game in 2 nights. Then let's make him work as much as possible in that first period. And at least, I mean, let's see where we are after.
Thanks, Patrick.
You're very welcome.
All right, guys, back up to you.
Thanks very much, Julie. Resume player in the first period. No score in our game. Patrick Bordeleau. The puck up ice for Cleats. After, along with Cody McLeod. Bordeleau. Shoots, and the glove save made by Thomas.
Like Semyon Varlamov, I was watching practice this morning. It was very, very interesting. He has been working almost exclusively with goaltender coach Francois Hilaire. But this morning, Francois Hilaire was not there. So Patrick Roy was actually, Mike, at one point down on his knees, showing Varlamov a couple of things that maybe he saw inside of his game. And he was, they worked on shots down low, really tightening things up. But again, it was the first time I've seen Patrick kind of working exclusively with one of the goaltenders for the Colorado Avalanche.
Well, Varlamov did play in the last game. He came in relief of starter J.S. Giguère in the second period. But then Giguère came back for the third period. We've got a face-off and then immediate whistle and a penalty call. Already the Avalanche have had a power play opportunity in this game, but now it'll be Florida's chance.
2 minutes for interference.
With an interference penalty called on Gabe Landeskog.
What's going to happen on the just sort of the right side now, the middle of your screen. Man stands in front. And for the Avalanche, you know, last game, they didn't have 3 power play goals against them. But, like, you look at the power play goals, one came 5 seconds after the puck was dropped, and one came 7 seconds. So it wasn't a breakdown necessarily in the penalty killing as much as missed assignments possibly off the faceoff.
Florida with the worst power play in the National Hockey League goes to work here in this first period. Avalanche, for the first time this season, gave up 3 power play goals in a game that happened their last time out against St. Louis and went 3 for 4. And that shot gets tipped down to play. It's another face-off coming in the Avalanche zone.
Yeah, just talking about last night's game in Minnesota, I mean, Florida felt they deserved a much better fate. Down 2-0 after the first period. They outshot Minnesota 21-10 and really were in complete control until a late Minnesota goal. And right now, Minnesota is just fabulous at home. 9-1-2 at home for the Minnesota Wild.
Florida wins the faceoff. Bouncing down the slot. Turned aside by Mitchell, but kept in play by Kulikov. Pass comes behind the net. Instead, had it. Rolled back around. Held in by Campbell. Back up the boards. Kulikov. Huberdeau gets the pass. Back up off the boards. Campbell one-timer. That glanced off the leg. Jan Hayter of the Avalanche. Kulikov trying to keep the puck in play. And it's batted out through center ice by the Avs' Max Talbot.
Because East played East and West played West last year. This is our first look at Huberdeau. And he is just a really talented young center iceman.
Held around the boards by the Panthers. Poland trying to sweep it up near side wall, but Panthers keep it in at the Avalanche zone and back to the point. Going across by Gilbert. Campbell whips the pass. Barkov to the point. Shot by Gilbert. Saved by Varlamov. That was up in the air. And I think Varlamov might have got a glove on that. Meanwhile, Cleats trying to rush his way in. It's denied by Thomas. The puck scored straight. 25 seconds remaining in the penalty on Landeskog. Barkov, the rookie sensation for Florida Panthers. Number 16 for Florida. Gilbert with the puck for the Panthers. Shot in, but Florida is offside.
Well, as in anything in hockey, the goaltender becomes the key, and it's especially teams obviously important, as he just was able to concentrate, find that one, and watch the catching glove. Just pops up and he just gets it and bats it forward so the Avalanche can get the puck out of the zone. But good concentration by Varlamov.
The face-off at center ice. It's drilled in by the Avalanche into the Florida zone. Penalty on Landeskog is over. So both teams are taking a crack at the power play. Neither team able to have any success on it in terms of scoring a goal. So it is still 0-0 in the first. Shot hit Varlamov in the chest. Bouncing puck through the crease. Snatched up by McKinnon. Skates to center and his pass cut off. Kopecky threw it back into the Florida zone. Backhanded ahead by Gotch. Couldn't connect, so it's an icing call against Florida.
For the Avalanche, again, as so many teams do, when there is an icing like this, you know you've got a tired group. They pop off the bench and they get out there as quickly as they can. It's supposed to take 15 seconds to whistle the puck drop.
Now they're going to toss the centerman Kopecky out. Gotch taking the draw against Duchesne. And we got another penalty. Happens behind the Florida net. And Parenteau's going to argue his case, but he's going to the penalty box. No score in our first period. Let's take a look. Who is in the groove? And brought to you by Groove Subaru. We're talking about the schedule for the Avalanche.
Well, let's look at the schedule for the Avalanche. They play Chicago, then they're at Phoenix, at LA, home to San Jose, and back-to-back with Minnesota. What have these clubs done over the course of their last 10 games? 36, 7, and 7. The three road teams that they play, Mike, are combined 24, 4, and 3. So it is going to be probably as good a test the Avalanche will have all season long.
As we went to a commercial break, the penalty was being called on the Avalanche. P.A. Parenteau for holding the stick. That penalty called at 10:32 here in the first period. So Florida on their second power play chance. Weren't able to score on their first opportunity. Thomas out of the net to field the puck. Gives to Kulikov. He'll drift behind and head out towards center ice. Then around the belt, finally drops in the corner. Gannon sending up the boards. Good play at the point to hold it in by Brian Campbell. Over to Kulikov. Got a little bit of room to work his way into the circle. His shot goes wide to the net. Way behind. And tipped around to the corner. Kulikov tapping the puck. Send it across the crease. Back to the point. Campbell holds it in for Florida. Huberdeau. Campbell. Kulikov. Back to Huberdeau. He shoots, and that one trickled off of Varlamov and goes wide. Kulikov battling for the puck. It comes out and sent high off the glass and out. Well, that was a few inches away from going out of play, but it stayed in, hit the glass, got out, and ends up in a nice play for the Avalanche. Beating up for more time. Allows the Avs to make a change on their penalty killers. As Talbot comes out with Mitchell up front, along with Sarch and Holden. Upshaw spins the puck around, waiting on the near side at the point. Kept in by the Panthers, and he gets out to center ice.
Mike, both Gennon and Holden getting time on the penalty kill for the Avalanche. Coaching staff, showing real confidence in these guys.
Branson, puck around the boards in the Avalanche zone. To the point, Gilbert, nice pass in front, score! Brad Boyce in a good spot to finish off the nice passing play by the Panthers. And they've got a 1-0 lead over the Avalanche.
Well, Brad Boyce is one of those guys renowned around the league, Mike, from just great hands. He is a prolific goal scorer. He signed late. He was a late addition to this Florida club. We are in the last parts of September, in other words, the last parts of training camp. And I think, but that's his 7th goal this season, and he has given Florida the 1-0 lead.
Shots are now even at 8, and now the Florida Panthers have the lead. And send the puck in the Florida zone, ruled to be icing. Let's tell you how the goal was scored with our Pepsi scoring summary. Brad Boyce, 7th of the year. Now this is an even strength goal. It came just after the penalty expired. Scotty Upshall, Tom Gilbert get the assists. Nice passing, and the Florida Panthers with the lead.
And it's a big goal for Florida. This is only the 5th time this season they have scored the first goal of the game, but this bench was just erupted after that goal.
They've had a lot of close games. They've had 12 one-goal games already this season. And they've been close. They just haven't been winning.
Mike, this is a close league. It's down to that one play so many nights for either club. The clubs that have had great records and those clubs that aren't great, it comes down to a play.
Parenteau. It's wedged off the puck by Kulikov, and then Parenteau knocks him down. The Panthers regain possession. Outlet pass to Branson. Pass through the middle. That got blocked by Eric Johnson of the Avs. O'Reilly's pass picked off. Kulikov has to twist back in to the Florida zone. Makes the pass up ice for Huberdeau. And then Kulikov's pass deflected by Landeskog into the seats out of play.
Well, Mike, it's reflected in the standings. It's reflected in their record. They fired Kevin Dineen as coach, Greg Ramsey and Gordon Murphy. Pete Horacek comes over. He was a long time with the Nashville Predators and did such a great job. And now he's behind the bench with Florida as they look to, Mike, as bad as the season has been, as bad as the start has been, because of the standings in the Northwest, in the Eastern Conference, they're one good streak away from getting themselves back in it.
And here's a team, Peter, 2 years ago, I believe finished first in their division, Southwest, and made the playoffs. Kevin Dineen, a lot of great talk, and boy, things changed in a hurry. And now Peter Horacek getting a chance as an NHL coach.
Yeah, that was just the one time in the last dozen years that they've been in the playoffs. So it's a team looking to get some consistency. But I'll tell you, they're drafting some good young hockey players.
Pass to center ice. Run in down the wing. McKinnon. Peter not included in the changes. The pass comes in front. Cleared out. And we were talking about it mostly on the ice, but they also had an ownership change there in Florida, and they brought in somebody from the league. And now there's ownership in Florida. He's going to do a great job down there. Really settle things.
Yeah, this is the 20th season they've been in existence. So, there's been time to build a hockey club. Of course, every Avalanche fan will remember who the Avalanche won their first Stanley Cup against, the Florida Panthers down in Florida.
Bouncing puck after the faceoff. Campbell finds Gilbert. Florida leads the game 1-0. Out at center ice, Johnson took it back. 5.5 minutes to go in this period. Johnson weaves his way in. Sharp pass over to Talbot, and that is stopped by Thomas. No cover, and we'll take a timeout here in Denver, Colorado. At Pepsi Center, Brad Boyce has given the Florida Panthers the lead in the first period. Did you know? Brought to you by Stevenson Automotive. Here's your question. Who is the last player in the NHL drafted by the Quebec Nordiques? C1 Ray Whitney, C2 Shane Doan, or C3 Tim Thomas? Text your answer and win some tickets. John Mitchell to take the face-off for the Avalanche.
Making after a good start for the Avalanche. Florida settled this game down and has played real well the last 15 minutes. The last 14 minutes was 13 minutes of this hockey game.
There's 5:20 to go in the first period. Good win on the draw. The quick shot taken by McGinn. Nice looking play on that face-off by the Avalanche. The shot missed. Slammed down by Talbot inside the Florida blue line. Scooped out to center ice. Taken by Chris Barch. Makes the drop. The shot. That one kicked away by Varlamov. Bounced up the boards. Kept in play by Jimmy Hayes of Florida. Behind the net, Sean Mathias. For 18 for Florida. Pass in front. And a man on the other post. Tipped in front. Back around the boards. Lato puts the puck behind the net. Mitchell on it. Talbot swings the puck across the ice. Kulikov shoots the puck in. Florida needs to get onside, but the Avalanche use that time to be able to get the puck down the ice and into the Florida zone. Duchesne's line out for the Avalanche to the point. Then across, Matt Hunwick playing his first game this season for the Avs. He is sneaking in from the point. The puck dragged along the boards by Duchesne. Turns and shoots. Tipped wide of the net by Parenteau. Parenteau gets the puck centered out in front. Now it's back towards Hunwick. Uses the glove to hold the puck inside the zone. Bouncing along the end boards. Scooped away by Barkov. Back to the point. Barch had it for a moment. Steal made. Upshaw over the line for Boyce. He got his 7th goal of the season at 12:40. His team leading 7th of the season to give Florida the 1-0 lead. O'Reilly is back in, dropped it for the trailer. Parenteau cuts across. He shoots and off of Thomas. Back across to the near side. O'Reilly puts the puck along the boards for Duchesne. Campbell trying to hold him up. Full support from Parenteau. Parenteau has the puck. Lobs a pass in front. Batted the back end by Gilbert and got the puck out of the zone. Campbell finds Gilbert to the red line. Varlamov couldn't slow it up as it came around the end boards from the Avalanche end. 3 minutes left in the period. Johnson changes direction. Passes the red line for McKinnon. Nifty play. Pass in the slot. That got tipped by Stastny wide. Pass behind for Landeskog. McKinnon parked in front. Landeskog scoops the puck back behind the net for Stastny. Poke checked away. Campbell takes a hit from Landeskog. Is able to push the puck through the middle.
Landeskog's had a couple of big punishing hits.
Icing called on the Avalanche.
Well, we talked about all of the skill out here in tonight's game, and Matt Duchesne, like the power that he is showing, the ability to hold off that man and spin around and get the scoring opportunities. Did this a couple of times. Talbot, nice draw, the Avalanche back. Good shot by, they're getting some opportunities, but I'll tell you, Tim Thomas has looked sharp so far in this game.
Well, he certainly has the resume. We got a whistle. We're going to have another penalty call.
It's going to be a high
one on Florida.
Mike, I think it's
no, it's not, is it?
Well, what he was doing, he was checking, and I think it's going to be 4 minutes, Mike.
Oh boy. Let's see what the announcement is.
Yeah.
Here is from the referee.
Colorado, 4 minutes, high stick.
It is indeed. Good eye, Peter. You're right. It's a 4 minute total. The two minor penalties for high sticking.
I can
on
spot blood,
Mike
Mike.
Gannon.
I can spot. They can't sneak that by
You're like
me,
a
no.
shark.
Yeah, he was Huberdeau, clearly cut on the lip, and so there'd be a 4-minute penalty. At least that was what was said. I think they only have a couple minutes up there right now, but they will change that.
And the announcement from the referee. Let's take a look at it again, Peter, and see where this takes place.
It's just an innocent play in the corner, but again, you are responsible for your stick, and therefore you are going to. There's the penalty to Huberdeau. I'm not sure he's going to be able to make it through. He's another one of those guys. He may pull his tooth out. Did a great job of Mike stopping the bleeding there, because Huberdeau is a kind of guy. Now let's see if this pays dividends at all, because usually in the old days, Mike, you'd have to go into the locker room, get stitched up, and come back. But the trainer was able, as the Avalanche trainer was able to do, they got the special magic formula now. They can stop the bleeding, but it's not too bad. And Huberdeau will be available to go back on the ice.
Another power play for Florida. They scored 8 seconds after their last power play expired. They lead the game 1-0, and now a double minor called on Gannon for that high stick on Huberdeau. Barkov, that back to the point. Kulikov walking the blue line. Campbell crosses it back, sent across. Barkov, top of the circle. Kulikov to Barkov. Kulikov shot, and that had a little speed on it. Turned aside by Varlamov. Down low, pass across, and that one bounced away from Campbell. Chased back to the Florida zone by Kulikov. Up ice for Barkov. And the Florida entered tonight's game for the worst power play percentage in the NHL. They're getting some chances here in this power play in the first period. Campbell uncorked one wide to the net. And Thomas is going to have to come out and get to the puck. Snapped it around. Campbell burst it. And there is Jonathan Huberdeau, number 11. Give it to Gilbert. He skates through the neutral zone. Over the line onside for Florida. We're in the last minute of the period with Florida on the power play. Bjugstad pass behind the net. Fleischmann, the former Avalanche player, to the point. Kept in by the Panthers. Johnson ties up his man. The puck comes straight for Fleischmann. He shoots, and the glove save made by Varlamov. Luxury has an address. Cooney Lexus invites you to see the full line of Lexus all-weather drive sedans and luxury utility vehicles for 2014. Available at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village, now open at Bellevue and I-25, and at Cooney Lexus in Colorado Springs.
Well, Thomas Fleischmann, Mike, what an interesting time. 22 games with the Avalanche, 21 points with the Avalanche.
And for those who didn't follow the story, discovered that he had a blood clot in his lung. He was finished for the year, and then as an unrestricted free agent signed with Florida during the summer. Good to see that he has stayed healthy and been able to play. Got by Barkov. That one snuck through, but stopped by Varlamov. Gilbert had a bounce on him, and it bounced right to Landeskog. Shoots it in on Thomas, and he is forced with Stastny right in front of him to hold the puck, but just a few seconds left to go in the period.
Wow, was there a collision right there? Garrison Mike comes across. Watch he and Landeskog. The Florida defense trying to, little payback on Landeskog. And Landeskog said, well, if you want to run into this, that's fine. Man, that was a big time collision between two big men.
Erica Branson, the player you're talking about from the Florida Panthers. At the face-off, scoop to the corner by Tim Thomas. And there's a last-second chance for Cleese. But stopped. There'll still be some power play time left for the Panthers when the second period begins. And they'll also have the lead after one period.
Well, you got to give it to Florida for that first period. The Avalanche came out strong. They had a couple scoring opportunities, but then on the heels of some power plays for Florida, they were able to sort of right the ship, get a goal, and lead the first period.
The goal by Brad Boyce from Scotty Upshall and Tom Gilbert at 12:40. 7th of the year by Boyce. And Florida leads the game 1-0. Next is the Toyota Intermission Report. Florida leads it 1-0 on a goal by Brad Boyce. And we're set to go to the second period. Power play will continue for the Panthers. Peter, before the game started, we talked about all this great young talent on display in this game. And let's talk about the Calder Trophy winners that we're watching as well.
For each of the last 2 seasons, 2012, 2013, they're on display here tonight. Gabriel Landeskog, like 15 points in his last 14 games for Jonathan Huberdeau. He scored his first goal in 12 games last night against Minnesota Wild. But again, 2 guys that are really big parts of these 2 hockey clubs. But it's interesting, Mike, the draft years, the 84 draft class and the 94 draft class, both had 3 guys, including Chris Drury in 94, who eventually won Stanley Cups. 5 different draft classes, including in 2011 with Landeskog and Huberdeau. Both have won the Calder Trophy. Emblematic. Mike Owen, Rookie of the Year.
Nate Gennon still has some time to serve a double minor for high sticking, which came at 17:39 in the first period. He still has a minute 39 to serve in that penalty. And we begin our second period. Florida leads at 1-0. Brad Boyce with his 7th of the season. Thomas drops the puck behind the net for Campbell to pick up. 4th power play chance of the game for Florida. They're 0 for 3. Fleischmann after the puck in the Avalanche zone. Turn it behind the net. Got cut off by Hayda. Played back to the point. Held in by the Florida Panthers. Fleischmann cuts in. He shoots. And that one went off the side of the Avalanche net. Tap back to the point for Brian Campbell. Cross ice. Huberdeau. Go off his stick. And spun out of the zone by the Avalanche. 50 seconds remaining. Again in penalty.
Real solid work for the Avalanche. They were on the puck. They did not give Florida a chance to sort of make any lanes. There were no lanes to move that puck through.
Gilbert moving along the blue line. Flipped it behind him. Barkov's pass blocked. Kept in though by the Panthers. Pass back to the point for Gilbert. To Campbell. Got some room. He shoots. He scores. And it is 2-0 for the Florida Panthers on Campbell's power play goal. His 3rd goal of the season. First on the power play. And the Panthers, well, they went down to last 24 seconds of that double minor, but they get the power play goal.
And Mike, just from where I was looking, Varley seemed to be, somebody moved into him. He seemed to be, in contact, but it was not. It was outside of the blue and not inside the crease. It was just a great shot by Campbell, and all of a sudden, inside of this game, the Avalanche really need a big play. They seem to have real good control of the penalty kill. Campbell, who played for the Blackhawks the year they won that first cup a couple of years ago, and then he moved down to Florida because of the contract. They had to get rid of some contracts in Chicago, but he is a tremendously gifted player.
Oh yeah, lots of room. He moved in and blasted the shot. As you said, Peter, there's a little something happened right in front of Varlamov as that shot went past him. Nonetheless, the power play goal scored by the Panthers. Parenteau for the Avalanche, moving the puck up the boards, and it gets blocked by Jesse Winchester. Bounced out in front, rams around the boards. Held in by the Panthers. They keep it in the Avalanche zone. Kick free by Winchester. Going to go back to the point. Mato put it behind the net. Centered out in the slot. Shot and a nice save by Varlamov. Oh, that was a big one for Varlamov.
Well, that's a huge save by Varlamov. And let's go back to the goal and look in front. The man comes through the blue knob, Mike. It just looked like he's kind of got tangled up with the guys in front. And it may have even been his own guy that kind of knocked him down with the stick. But either way, it is now 2-0 for Florida, Mike. And that was a really good shift they just had. Campbell, our goal scorer, a couple years ago, won the Lady Byng as a defenseman. Something very, very rare.
Pass comes to Landeskog. Pushes the puck in. Around the boards. Huberdeau had it. Gennon right on him. And it's swatted the other way. There's the whistle. Icing is the call.
And Mike, we've been talking an awful lot about guys, and I sort of mispronounced his name in the first period. I want to apologize. It's Gudbranson. Mike, this is the 3rd pick overall in 2010 for Florida. And Mike, I watched him in that first period. Very impressive kid. He is big. He's 6'5", 215, 220 pounds. And much like Erik Johnson, Mike, he can skate and is just getting better inside of his career.
Centered in the slot, shot, and that one goes high. Well, Fleischman won a little battle behind the nets and threw it out in front for another scoring chance for the Florida Panthers.
And it wasn't just another scoring chance. That went right on Huberdeau's stick. Now, Huberdeau's one of the last guys you want to see right in the slot like that. But this is the sort of the relentless nature to what Florida has come out in this second period. They got the power play goal, something they're not used to getting, and now they've had a couple shifts after that goal where they have forced turnovers on the Avalanche and gotten some good opportunities.
Face off in the neutral zone, a little delay. Now we get the puck dropped and we're underway. Puck hopping around the shelf and zone. Back behind the net, around to the far side. Florida Panthers team on the road this season. Just 1-8-1. They won their first road game of the season, the first game of the year in Dallas. They've got 9 straight games without a win on the road. Pass up ice, brought in by Hayes. He shoots wide of the net. Let's get it back. Start. Put it around the boards. Hunowitz pass. Going away. Carried down the slot. And the shots by the follow-up on Varlamov by Gilroy. Varlamov able to turn that aside. Back to center ice and into the Florida zone. Gilroy's pass. Barkov scooped the puck across. And a race into the corner. Hunwick had it for a moment. Florida got it back. Barkov. A little flick behind the net. Bouncing on Upshaw. Back towards Barkov. That is cleared out by the Avalanche.
I think the puck just came right up in Barkov's face, mouth area.
Offside, Florida.
Here's Barkov. And, again, talking to people around the league and in Florida. That's actually Mike the Stick, I believe, of the Avalanche player that may have come up. But they say that, Barkov, like, he's just one of those big, prototypical, strong center icemen that you like to have. You got Huberdeau, and now you move Barkov in behind him or maybe eventually ahead of him, but you have that 1-2 punch down the middle that the Avalanche feel that they have in spades when they have Duchesne, Stastny, and McKinnon. So it's a situation for the Florida Panthers. You can see how they're trying to build.
Gotch went for faceoff. Peter, why wouldn't he win that draw? The last 2 games, he's been over 81% on faceoff. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it is, because it's a tough league. I mean, players work on faceoffs every day. And to be that dominant, you really have to be good.
Penske had the puck for a moment, taken from him. Thomas sets it up behind the net. Gudbranson makes the pass. Shot out to center, off of Gotch into the Colorado zone. Erik Johnson wheels the puck across for Jan Hejda. Sent through the neutral zone. Onside Avalanche. McGinn. His pass. Broken up by the Panthers. Pass through the middle. Gudbranson dropped it. Pass in the slot. Backhanded by Fleischman, but that was blocked. Hejda got in the way of it. Another scoring chance there for the Florida Panthers. Racing to center. McKinnon skates in. He shoots. Stopped by Thomas. And the rebound comes to Gilbert. Long pass through the middle. No connection there. And there's an icing call.
I think they're going to bring that one to center ice. It may have been touched by the Florida player on the right side, the correct side of the center ice. But you see Like again, you see where McKinnon, Mike, runs into the defenseman for the first time? He runs into the defensive pressure right at the top of the circle. He is coming so fast, the defenseman just can't gamble that they're going to make the play on him, so they give him the blue line.
Upshaw, shot goes up high off the glass. Florida leads 2-0. And a 1-0 lead after the first on Boyd Skoll. Then the power play goal, Brian Campbell throwing it at 1:15 from Tom Gilbert and Scotty Upshaw. Upshaw with a couple of assists in this game. Gilbert's pass comes out of the zone. Campbell lobs the pass towards Upshaw. He'll bang that one in. Varlamov out of the net to handle it. Pass comes to Stastny. To Landeskog. Flicked away from him, and now it's a race for the puck. Panthers get to a pass in the slot. Shot. Big time save by Varlamov. As he just robbed Chris Barch.
Well, Mike, right now it's Florida in complete control. They're coming up into the neutral zone. Great passing, great movement. They're getting through past the Avalanche and getting pressure down low.
Seen a couple of good saves recently for Varlamov to keep it a 2-0 game. Shot missed the net. Around the boards. Zip to center ice. Get it on it for the Avalanche. Across for Holden. The red line over the line for Duchesne. He shoots and gloved by Thomas. He'll hold it for a faceoff. 2-0 for the Panthers. Some good scoring chances, including just a moment ago, Chris Barch. But Varlamov stuffed him, and it's still 2-0 Florida. What's on tap for the Avalanche? Brought to you by Coors Light. Please join us again Tuesday night. What a game it'll be. The Avalanche hosting the Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks. Complete coverage begins at 6:30 here on Altitude Sports. Love the Avalanche Chicago games. They've been exciting now for the last few years.
And you go all the way back to 2008 when Patrick Kane won the Calder Trophy for the Blackhawks. As they started to emerge 2010, 2013, they won the Cups, Mike. And as far as I'm concerned, they're not just Cup champions. They're the most entertaining team in hockey.
You got to say also, Peter, when the Avalanche and Blackhawks play, some of the most entertaining games.
Oh, without question. The speed, the transition, and it just makes for great hockey.
Again, pass into the slot, picked off. 3-on-2 Florida. Fleischmann. Huberdeau going down the slot. Shot by Fleischmann. Gets stopped. Fleischmann's pass in the slot. Shot. Save made by Varlamov, and he covers the rebound. It's now 21 shots for the Panthers and 11 for the Avalanche.
And Mike, this is absolutely no fluke. This is just hard work. I mean, they are attacking. They see the Avalanche had the puck. Florida forces the puck away from the Avalanche, and then they break out with speed. And they've got, and you look at their record and you go, how is it possible when you see them playing? They're 4-12-4 for the season. Their coach was released, a new coaching staff. But there is a very obviously talent in this hockey club.
At center, Avalanche have got a chance developing. O'Reilly cutting in, pass, score! Ryan O'Reilly will get credit for that goal. And now it's a 2-1 hockey game. Thomas was playing that pass, Peter, wasn't he? He was cutting across. Did it glance off a skate and change direction?
Just the Avalanche. O'Reilly comes across all the way from the left wing. I believe it bounces off the defenseman Gilbert's skate. Watch the defenseman right in the middle. And I think he'll run off his skate in behind, and O'Reilly will get his, to get the Avalanche going in this building. There was good energy inside the building when the Avalanche scored that goal, Mike. This is again. Now you got to feed off it. Florida's, had the control the first half, the first 8 minutes of this period. Now it's time for the Avalanche to turn that around.
All right, let's look at how this was scored. Ryan O'Reilly's 8th goal of the season, coming at 7:23.
Assisted by
Parenteau and Sarch for the assists.
and number 16, Corey Salas. Time of the goal.
So what kind of life this gives the Avalanche? We're trailing 2-0 in Florida.
From O'Reilly.
Put a lot of pressure on, but now the goal by O'Reilly. They get the good bounce. And the Avalanche are back in this one.
And that was not a mismatch of lines, Mike. That was a line that the Avalanche, they changed to. Now you got Duchesne, McKinnon, and Talbot out on the ice for the Avalanche. So Patrick Roy has switched up the lines a little bit here in the second.
And Ryan O'Reilly now is the second leading goal scorer on the Avalanche currently this season, behind Matt Duchesne, who has 12. McKinnon's pass to the center ice. McKinnon controls, he shoots, pad save made by Tim Thomas. And McKinnon gets to the puck. And McKinnon is out there right now with Duchesne and Talbot. The puck comes to center ice. Lifted in. 2-1 lead for the Panthers. Avalanche have just scored. 8th of the season by O'Reilly. That goal coming at 7:23. Sarge smacks the puck. Campbell with Bordeleau bearing down on him. Gets run into the corner. That freed up the puck. Turned out to center ice by Florida. Run back in around the boards. Thomas flicks it around the glass. Sarge holds it in for the Avs. Bounced away from him. Bordeleau gets the puck for the Avalanche. Put it back to the point. Sarge pass tipped by Mathias. Avalanche. Eric Johnson's pass right up the middle. Landeskog to McGinn. He shoots wide of the net. Hayden will deliver the one that goes wide. Landeskog. Also, the Avalanche, they do have a little extra bounce to their step. Pass up ice for Chris Bart. His pass picked off. Stastny holds it in. The give. Here comes Landeskog. He missed the net. Got around the boards. Fleischmann for the Panthers. Nice pass. Lundstedt shot. And the stick save made by Varlamov.
For the first time in this period, the play going the other way for the Avs.
Stick save again by Varlamov. Lundstedt centered into the crease. Lundstedt again with a puck for the Panthers. His pass intercepted. Again, one-on-one with Gilbert. Joined on the rush, but a tap from behind as Gilroy came back to help out his defensive partner, freed up the puck, and that allowed Thomas to cover. O'Reilly giving the Avs a little life here in the second period. Florida leads 2-1.
Thanks, Kyle. Well, Mike, the next game for the Avalanche is game 20 of an 82-game schedule, so basically the quarter pole. And right about now, clubs have had a pretty good chance to look at what they have, look and see any long-term injuries, look to see whether they may need some help, what the situation is as far as do we have a real chance of making the playoffs. So you're going to start to see maybe a few more trades being made around the National Hockey League. There hasn't been a lot, but I think early in the season, teams like to see what they've got. They'd like to have an idea of what their team makeup is before they start making maybe even a bigger trade than we've seen so far.
Panthers up 2-1. Outshot the Avs 24-14. The Avalanche showing a spark here now in the second period for the O'Reilly goal.
Credit to goal number 90, Ryan O'Reilly.
Knocked ahead into the Avalanche zone. Played by Holden to center. Flag down. Got it for the Panthers. Backhanded back in.
And Sarich at 7:23.
Holden off the boards to center. Comes across for Parenteau. Poke check, but Parenteau recovers. Finds O'Reilly. To Mitchell. See Mitchell, Parenteau, and O'Reilly out right now for the Avalanche. You said, Peter, at the beginning of the game, there's going to be some changes in line combinations tonight. Maybe part of it just how the game had been going as well.
Absolutely. I think that had more to do with it than anything. The Avalanche didn't have that offensive jump that they'd like to have, and they usually do have. So he just changed things up, get things going.
Campbell. Soft pass to Gilbert and ricocheted back. Campbell chased the puck to the corner. They counted by Duchesne. In front, McKinnon shot saved by Thomas. We're seeing this combination right now, Duchesne and McKinnon together. Yeah, you talk about some speed out there.
Yeah, that's a dangerous combination for a defenseman, let me tell you.
Talbot circles behind the Florida net. Centering try, deflected to center ice. Going to be a penalty on Hayda. The Florida player was coming by Bjugstad, and Hayda chopped his stick in half, and that's going to be a penalty.
Michael, was Bjugstad flying?
He was moving, wasn't he?
Hayda, one of the best things about Hayda and his hockey ability is the gap. He's able to judge the gap on a player. And this one, Bjugstad, I mean, he was just, I mean, absolutely flying. Get back to the idea we were talking about earlier. This is a 6'6", 215-pound guy. But here's a chance earlier, McKinnon, who, Michael, we talked about, just so many scoring opportunities over the course of the last 3 games, and just continuing here tonight.
Well, the Panthers, this is their 5th consecutive power play. The Avalanche had the first power play chance of the game, but then it's been 5 in a row, this being the 5th for Florida. But they are 1 for 4. Campbell scored a power play goal earlier in this period to make it 2-0.
And what would a power play goal do now? They're putting another second on the clock. It would calm things down in the building. The Avs have got the crowd going here, and a power play goal here or a goal here would just sort of calm them down, and they again would have that 2-goal lead. So big sequence for the Avs.
Fleischmann
2 minutes
in the
for
slot.
slashing. Time of the penalty, 11 minutes, 51
Kulikov
seconds
got
of
some
the
room,
second
skates
period.
through the circle. Pass across for Fleischmann, who chases to the corner. Avalanche trying to kill this penalty. Again, takes away the puck and shoots it down the ice. Campbell picks up. He scored his first power play goal of the season earlier in this period. Panthers this year with only 7 power play goals scored. Lifted away by O'Reilly. 1:15 to go in Hayda's penalty. Called for slashing, 11:51. Barkov's pass for Upshaw. Turned it off the boards. A little flick on that backhand. Turned around. Gilbert. Florida. Around the boards. Barkov's got it. Moves along the end boards. Behind the Avalanche net. Kicked that. Florida player without a stick. The Avalanche get possession of the puck. Carried to center by Stastny, joined by Landeskog. Landeskog will get to it. Gilbert pushed him against the boards, and Upshaw took away the puck. Pass behind for Gilbert, over to Campbell. 30 seconds remaining in the Hayda penalty.
Shane on the ice killing penalties. Look for him to maybe jump through the middle if something happens.
Gilroy shot, save, rebound. Wow, what a tag save by Varlamov. Somehow he got that right leg out to make the save. Well, there's another. There's 3 big saves that Varlamov has made after it became a 2-0 game.
Absolutely, Mike. You're exactly right. Some of those were big time. We're still in the game saves.
Kapetsky walks in alone, backhander, scores. And it is 3-1 for the Florida Panthers. Well, all of a sudden he burst away from everybody, Peter, and he was coming in on Varlamov all alone, and Kapetsky with his 2nd goal of the season.
And just that quickly, this crowd went from on his feet to sitting down. There's the save. It's just a beautiful read. But here's the goal. The Avalanche, it just a funny bounce. It bounced off the defenseman for the Avalanche. And Kapetsky, who has scored his first goal of the season last night, gets his 2nd here. And it's, again, a 2-goal hockey game for Florida.
Well, he makes that play. You come in on the goaltender and you start moving to your right, and that backhander, they open up the pads. You go right through the 5-hole.
And he's a big guy, so when he throws it way out like that, Mike, it's a long way back.
3-1 for
Florida
Florida.
goal scored by number 82, Tomas Kopetsky.
Fleischmann and Gilbert.
Assisted by number 77, John Gilbert.
Get
And
the
number
assist.
34, Tim Thomas. Time of the goal, 13 minutes, 53 seconds.
Peter, talking to some of the Florida people, a couple of years ago, guys like Pesky, Fleischmann, well, they were really playing great. Those are the kind of guys they need to play well if they're going to have success this year. Those are some key guys. Losing Pesky now with the goal. Fleischmann picked up an assist. Avalanche pass into the slot for Johnson. Got past him. Parenteau's pass for Mitchell. Dropped it. Talbot. Poke checked away. There to center by Upshaw. Skates in. Slips the puck into the corner. 5 minutes left to go in the second period. Rato gets hit by McKinnon. But the puck put into the corner in the Avalanche zone. Mathias going to get away from Nick Holden of the Avalanche. Mathias still with the puck. Coming down the slot. Poke checked away. Back to center ice. Gilroy tees up the puck. Rims it around. Back into behind the net by Ginnon. And then sent on through the center zone by Talbot of the Avalanche. Mato back to pick it up. Long pass. Diving. Barch couldn't touch it, so it's an icing call against Florida.
For the Avalanche, Stastny's line had just jumped on the ice, so they're fresh and ready. Florida right now a little tired. Let's wait and see. I don't think the referee has looked over here yet.
Have to win the draw. That shot got tipped wide of the net. Hunwick keeps the puck in play. Turned around behind the net. Stastny's got it. Reverses again. Comes straight to the point for Hunwick. He shoots. Blocked in front of the net. Stastny slapped it wide. Chipped off the glass and out by the Panthers.
One thing about Thomas, Mike, if he is on his game, he is a spectacular goaltender. The year that the Bruins won the Cup, he was the best player in hockey, bar none, all season long and into the playoffs.
Back in 2011 when he won that Conn Smythe, Bruins won the Cup. By the way, a change on that second assist. Petske with the goal, Gilbert with an assist, and Tim Thomas, who he was talking about, gets credit for an assist. That goal made it 3-1. That's where we're at with 3:20 to go in the second period. Steele. In over the line. The give to Kopetsky. His shot tipped wide of the net. O'Reilly. Pass through for Mitchell. Poke Tomas Kopetsky. Come back to do a good job on the back check. And steal away the puck. The pass up ice for O'Reilly. Check, but stays with it. Turns to the corner in the slot. Gannon cutting down the middle. Go after the puck. Still along the backboards for Parenteau. Still protecting the puck. Parenteau. Pass. Shot. Save made by Thomas. Well, there's that kind of save that Tim Thomas can make. Robin, Max Talbot. Upshaw. Flicks the puck down the ice. Turn back behind the net. Pass deflects through center. Avalanche. Talbot after it. Flipped it in. Gilbert. Pass off the boards. Boyce. Through center ice. Avalanche get it back. Fights for Duchesne. Stops the blue line. Boyce flips the puck back into the center zone. 2 minutes to go in the second period. Florida up by 2 goals.
This has been a very impressive second period for Florida. They have not made many mistakes.
Batted in from center. Placement. Got a couple Avalanche players hanging on him. Landeskog hit on the boards. But Duchesne with McKinnon. McKinnon had to actually stop at the blue line. They get the pass. He shoots. Saved by Thomas. And that puck is iced by Florida. There's the whistle with 1:27 left in the period.
Time to grab your tickets for tonight's 50-50 draw. Tonight's winner wins $3,500.
Tim Thomas looking for his 200th NHL win. Here is again. Duchesne gets that blue line, moves the puck back to McKinnon. As you mentioned, was ahead of the play, but had to stop. But again, where you run into contact with a defenseman, we get a guy like Duchesne moving that fast, is deep in the zone.
Back to center ice. Fleury starts, makes the pass for Matt Hunwick. And off the skate of Paul Stastny. Granted, puts it around the boards. Avalanche cut it off. Landeskog, center, McGinn, shot saved by Thomas. And it is angled off the boards and out by Florida. We're in the last minute of the period.
Remaining in the period.
Pass blocked at the line. Goes back into the Avalanche zone. Kopetsky after the puck. His goal has made it 3-1 Florida. To the point for Campbell. He also has a goal in this game. The Gots behind the net. Pinned there by Landeskog. Freed up along the wall. Winchester for Florida. Slips the check. Still with the puck. Turns it around. Gots after Florida. Behind the net. For Winchester. Checked by Sarch to the Avalanche. Flipped out in front. Bounces straight for the Avs. Jamie McGinn will launch it in. Florida zone. Just 20 seconds to go in the period. Pass by Gilbert. Out to center for Scotty Upshall. In the last 10 seconds of the period. Parento over the line. O'Reilly turns. Shot by Johnson, and Thomas makes the save and did not allow a rebound. Avs were going to the front of the net.
Good movement there. Looking for that man coming in from the point. This time it was Johnson. O'Reilly turns right here. Sees Johnson jumped up in the play at the perfect time. Again, you know, as I said, we've watched Thomas in his career and how he was all over the map. He was in Finland. He was in Sweden. He was in the American Hockey League. It's Patrick Roy with 1.5. Like the figuring here, the thinking is here that there's not enough time to shoot the puck all the way down the ice. 1.5 seconds. You want bodies down low.
So he pulls Varlamov, but Florida gets the puck after the faceoff. So no shot, no chance there for the Avs. Well, 3-1 lead, Peter, for the Florida Panthers over the Avs after 2 periods.
Yeah, they were up by 1. Now they're up by 2, and they deserved that. They played a really good second period. There was a lot of flow, a lot of activity. They were on the puck a lot. They just really put together a solid second period against the Avalanche.
It was 1-0 Florida after 1. Brian Campbell made it 2-0. O'Reilly cut the lead in half for the Avalanche. But then Tomas Kopetsky makes it 3-1 for the Florida Panthers. Florida has built a 3-1 lead to take to the third period of play, and some of that, Peter, certainly has to do with their goaltending. Tim Thomas has been terrific when tested.
Oh, Mike, he's a really good goaltender. And for Tim Thomas, who sits on 199 NHL wins, it was a long road to get to the National Hockey League. As we mentioned, he played in every known league there was almost in the world. Like, he's had a little bit of a controversial career at times, but when he is on his game, he can backbone a hockey club. And tonight, the Avalanche had a couple of chances late to make it a 1-goal game, and he just didn't allow it. So now, for the Avs, Mike, this has to be one of the best periods of the season.
Well, the Florida Panthers, Peter, have not had a lot of experience taking a lead to the third period. In fact, they've only done it once this year to start a third period with the lead. They're 1-0. They've done it, but this is not a team that has had to do this a lot. They've come back to win some games. With a record of 4-12-4, they have played behind quite a bit in third period. But they've got the 3-1 advantage, and we have started our third period. Gilbert's pass. Gilbert with 3 assists in this game. That is a career high for Tom Gilbert. 3 assists. To the red line. Backhanded in by Parento. Pushed back to the corner by goaltender Tim Thomas. His pass. Backed out to center. Hayden's pass. Deflected. Rinson after it. Landeskog. Gonna work his way in front. Stopped by Thomas. Kulikov turned the puck off the boards. Pass back to Johnson by McGinn. Got past Johnson.
And Mike, when a club has played the night before, as Florida did last night in Minnesota, this is the period sometimes when the legs can get heavy. So short shifts are a key for Florida.
To the corner. And the puck. Mato. Switches it out through center. The puck drifts into the Avalanche zone. Johnson's pass caught by Landeskog. Backhands it on net. Stick save by Thomas. Shipped to center by Upshaw of Florida. Backhanded behind the cage. Around the boards, flip to center ice. Hand off by Barch. And Campbell gets the red line. Puts the puck in. Barch giving chase. Pulled up by Hunwick. Turns the puck behind the Avalanche net. Duchesne trying to get away from Mathias. Poke check by Barch. Barch gets the puck in the corner. Swung it back along the boards. Barch pass to Mathias. Gets to it in the near side corner. Dropped it back. He cycles it down low for Barch. Back to Mathias. Duchesne hanging with him. Shot. And that is stopped. Varlamov has got it.
Well, you'd like to score on every shift, but you know that's not going to happen. So for Florida, that is exactly the kind of shift that you like to see. A good, hard-working shift down low. I watched the defensemen closely. They were coming like a little support, but they're not going to come crashing into the play. So it's for the forwards for Florida to keep the puck down low and keep cycling, keep eating up time.
So far, 2.5 minutes eaten up here in this third period. O'Reilly's got the Avalanche goal. Puts the puck deep into the Panthers zone. Parenteau on Goodbranson. Goodbranson again with a puck. And then Gotch comes along. Mitchell got it back for the Avalanche. Right behind Thomas in the Florida zone. Pesky wins the pass. Tipped up the slot. And Winchester, the red line. Shoots it around the boards. Back around by Kulikov of Florida. Getting on it for the Avalanche. Sent down the ice. That puck will twist all the way down. Icing on the Avalanche.
Sort of a funny quirk for the Colorado Avalanche is that I checked, and it doesn't happen again until at least after the new year. But in 11 games, 7 times they've faced an opponent playing in a second game of a back-to-back, and so in other words, catching a tired club here at home. The Avalanche 6-0-0. in the first 6 games against those clubs.
If the Avalanche can get a comeback here in the third period against Florida, they're down 3-1. Mato slams it around. Back behind the net. Center, Fleischmann shot, and Varlamov just got a piece of that one to send it away. It goes into the netting, out of play. But again, an open man between the circles for Florida.
Yeah, for Florida, it's just, you see the 2 guys down low. They're able to find that open guy, and Varley makes a big time save right there. But like, that's just good positioning, good play by Florida.
Bjugstad, Huberdeau, and Fleischmann, the line for Florida, making some things happen here. Fleischmann shot through some traffic. Bjugstad with Hayda hanging on it. Hayda's stick is broken. Bjugstad has the puck. Well, Hayda without a stick. Puck flip to the point. Campbell behind the net. Huberdeau couldn't hold on to the puck. Comes free. Stastny off the boards. Held at the point by Gilbert. Shot down low for Fleischmann. Pass in front for Huberdeau and went through the crease. And the move to center ice by Landeskog will allow Hayda to get off the ice. He had been without a stick. Pass in the slot. Holden delivers one that stopped in front. Back out to center. Sent in offside by Holden.
Mike, when he got to the bench, he knew. This is the Florida club, Mike, that, you know, you look at it, you go, in the third period, they've been wonderful. Phoenix, 25 goals, LA, 22, Florida, 22. It's second to only, one club, but a lot of times, unfortunately, it's been games where they've been way out of the game, scoring goals late.
Duchesne for the Avalanche. Pass for Sark. Duchesne back with the puck. His pass deflected. Another thing that Florida has done very well, Peter, haven't they? They've gotten the stick in the way of passes tonight.
I mean, it's been textbook hockey at times for Florida.
McKinnon collides with Kulikov. And Upshaw turns away with the puck. One pass, slips to center ice for Boyce. And Duchesne tried to avoid a hit on Boyce, but Duchesne goes down to the ice and heads off. Johnson's pass, taken on the backhand by McKinnon. Johnson's shot, down low, bouncing puck, and it's scored at Prey. The Branson sent it around the board. Pass in front. Again, and threw it in front again for McLeod. Tipped it wide. Battle along the backboards for the puck. Comes free. There's Barch moving out to center. Got a man with him. Got it past Hayes. And the Avalanche net. Wardlow for the Avalanche. One-handed out in center, intended for McLeod. Broken up by the Panthers. Gilbert drifting. Shoots it down the boards in front of the penalty boxes. Back up ice by Hayda into the Florida zone. Sent around the boards. Underwood. Oh, he got clobbered. And the puck lifted to center ice. Hayda gets there first. Campbell, quick pass to the line for Winchester. First back around. Glances out to center. Gilroy takes a pass. Up through the middle for Winchester. Past the blue line. Pushed around the boards by Winchester. Flicked out to center ice. O'Reilly. To hold the puck. He gets checked. Reaching for it. Parenteau. He's into the Florida zone. They give the hold and he shoots. And that one went off the left leg of Tim Thomas. 13 and a half to go in the third.
What Florida's doing a real nice job is if Avalanche may get a chance, but that's it. It's a one-shot situation, maybe a rebound. It's cleared out of the zone. There hasn't been that consistent pressure for the Avalanche.
Panthers are offside. We'll be back in a few moments in Denver. Florida leads at 3-1. Let's answer the Did You Know question brought to you by Stevenson Automotive. Who's the last player in the NHL drafted by the Quebec Nordiques? The answer is Tim Thomas.
And the one thing I did not know, Michael, that his rights were officially transferred from Quebec. He was on their list to the Colorado Avalanche. So he was for a while a Colorado Avalanche, but his whole career he had spent with the Boston Bruins until signing this year as a free agent with Florida.
Oh, he went to the Avalanche. He went to training camp.
Yeah,
with the Avalanche. I remember spotting him and saying he's going to be something.
Aren't you something? You something.
With the puck at the red line, Stastny tips the puck in. Goes into the corner. Stastny tied up there by Gilbert. 3-1 for Florida. Just under 13 minutes to go here in the third period. Huberdeau to the red line. Sends the puck in. Florida wants to make a line change. We continue to see some juggling going on, Peter, by Coach Waugh. Landeskog, Stastny, and McKinnon. Shot by Landeskog into the chest of Thomas, and he falls. The puck came free. It's still loose. I thought maybe he had laid back on top of it and he covered it with his back, but the puck did come loose. And Florida was able to get the puck out of the zone and get into the Avalanche end. Colorado now with possession. Pass to McKinnon. And he gets hit checked to the ice by Kulikov. Tried to split through a couple of Florida players. And McKinnon's going to head off the ice.
A little slowly.
Yeah. See Patrick Waugh very upset. Play behind the net. Gilroy. Run at by Talbot. Puts the puck. Centered back in front for Talbot. Batted at it. Shot saved. Scrambled. Saved by Thomas. Back towards the point. Holden's got it. Sent across for Gennon. Shoots it wide of the net. Up the boards. Holden keeps the puck in. Gilroy from Florida Panthers. Kopetsky slaps it across. Winchester got it out. Sends the puck into the Avalanche zone. Holden. A little pressure on him. Dropped it behind the net. Parenteau supporting. Comes back for the puck. At 11 minutes left in the third. Parenteau. Pass to the line for Mitchell. Parenteau center. Big save by Thomas on O'Reilly. Punched out in the center. Carried by Fleischman in over the line. Turns and shoots wide of the net as Huberdeau is going to the front. Bjugstad tied up with Mitchell. Freed up by Huberdeau. Hunwick for the Avalanche. He's got it. Circles from behind the net. Makes the pass. Off of O'Reilly into the Florida zone. Gilbert turns it behind the net. Campbell roped it around. Panthers move to center. 3-on-2 developing. The pass caught the voice in the skate. They'll turn and rip it into the Av zone. Varlamov has the chase. Has the puck again. Still loose in front. And the Avalanche are able to get to it. There were a couple of precarious moments there around the Avalanche net.
Mike MacKinnon back on the ice for the Avalanche. I mean, that was a big hit up and over. The Avalanche upset that maybe was tripping, but I was just more worried about MacKinnon to make sure he was all right.
Barch with Johnson on him. Pushed the ball off the puck. Right out in front, centered shot and missed by Gotch. That's out to center. Peter, once again, we see an open Avalanche player between the circles and a point-blank chance. But some of the talk is certainly the hit on MacKinnon. That hip check by Kulikov.
Well, Mike, Florida up 3-1, up just past the halfway mark. And the Avalanche starting to get some chances, starting to get a little bit of pressure down low. Talbot just misses. And then O'Reilly, this was maybe the best save that Thomas has made. He flashed out that left pad, just makes a great save. And here's the hit. You know, the referee did a nice job. MacKinnon came over, and also MacKinnon. MacKinnon wanted to know was it tripping? And the referee explained it to him. He got it more in the midsection, he felt. But MacKinnon handled well. He didn't go crazy yelling at the referee. He asked for an explanation. He got it. Said thanks very much and went to the bench.
He's back into the Avalanche zone. That puck will turn on its edge. Varlamov steers it. And it's smashed down the ice by McGinn. And there's the automatic icing call.
The Avalanche bench upset with a couple of things been happening down low.
And one of the referees has gone over to the bench. In fact, if play resumes, still talking to Patrick Roy. Center ice. Loud shoots the puck in. 9 minutes left in the third. Forward up by 2. Pass. Mathias into the slot. Behind the net, Mathias. Puck from Florida. Gets free. The point. Shut around by Kulikov in front. Backhand in and tapped just wide by Mathias. Out of the corner. Barkov shot. And that one hit, I think, into the mask of Varlamov.
But again, right.
Maybe the chin, the throat protector hanging below the chin. Send it out in front. Bounces wide. Boyce with the puck. Shot, and that one went off for Varlamov. All of a sudden, a shooting gallery here by Florida in the Avalanche zone. Mathias tried to shoot, but he was knocked off balance by Hayden.
Johnson did a great job on staying strong on the Florida player, Mike, who I thought was just going to tap it into the empty net.
Set across and then towards Huberdeau. Pass up the slot, held in. Bjugstad cuts in, backhander, another nice save, rebound shot, and score. I think Jonathan Huberdeau will get credit for that one. And that makes it 4-1 with his 5th goal of the season for Huberdeau.
For the Avalanche, it looked like they were coming, but this is just back-to-back pressure shifts by Florida. And again, the man in the slot area has just been open for good parts of this, this game. There it is right there. Huberdeau skates through. The Avalanche have bodies down low, but no one on Huberdeau. Just found its way to Huberdeau. He gets back goals in back-to-back games, Mike, after not scoring in 11.
Total goals by number 11, Jonathan Huberdeau.
Key scoring summary.
Number 27.
We'll show you that Jonathan Huberdeau,
Number 51.
5th of the year, 12-16.
Time of the goal, 12 minutes, 16
Bukestad and
seconds.
Campbell
The third
with the assist. He's got a goal and an assist in this game.
Mike Campbell is one of those guys that he can play all night long. He is such a great skater, one of the best skaters in the game.
And Florida leading it. Florida won. First around, pitching in Gilroy. Avalanche get it back with 7 minutes left to go in the third period. Steal at center. Barkov dropped it. Slapped that by Upshaw. Slammed back around by Voigt. Upshaw dropped it back in the corner for Alexander Barkov. Boy, Riley knocked him down. Turned the puck away for Parenteau. Out to center ice.
Just talking to some of the people about Barkov, Mike, he's a real quiet kid. I guess it takes something really special to sort of make him loosen up and smile a little bit, but very, just a good young kid for these Florida Panthers.
Florida with the puck again in that high slot, but then a steal back by the Avs. Stastny shoots it into the Florida zone. Stastny, all the boards. Landeskog to McGinn. That back to the point, shot by Hayda. That was tipped wide of the net. McGinn to the point. Shot across to Johnson. He shoots it wide. Landeskog frees up the puck. Stepevsky to Winchester. He lifts the puck into the Avalanche zone. Again, that last goal, Huberdeau from Bukestad and Campbell, making it 4-1 for Florida, with a goal coming at 12-16.
Okay, another player that I've been impressed with is Bukestad. He controls the puck. He's a big guy, can really skate, and really, he looks like just a good hockey player.
Sure does. And they got him out there with Huberdeau, along with Fleischer. Gilbert slapped the puck around the boards. Less than 5 minutes remaining. Here in the third. Mitchell for the Avalanche. Let's check. And the puck taken away by Voigt. Barkov with a hit on Sark. Turns the puck behind the net. Brad Boyce started the scoring tonight. Got that first goal. Oh, kicked in front, and Varlamov able to cover the puck. And we'll be back with the remaining part of the third period, with Florida leading by 3. So you're looking for a great car. Well, go to ColoradoKiaDealers.com and look at all the new Kias. They've got high quality, stylish, dependable vehicles at ColoradoKiaDealers.com.
Well, Michael, here's the Western Conference as it stands right now. You've got St. Louis has moved past the Avalanche as far as points. Chicago, the Avalanche now in third in the Central Division. Minnesota, of course, the Avalanche have them a couple weeks in back-to-back series. Nashville wins tonight. They sort of got that ship righted after 7 games on the road. You just see how tight it is in the West.
The Avalanche beat a lot of Western Conference games coming up. Chicago in town on Tuesday. And then the Avalanche go to Phoenix and Los Angeles for a 2-game road trip.
I think it's 19 in a row against Eastern clubs, Western clubs for the Avalanche after a lot of games against the East.
And the Avalanche coming in tonight 8-2 against the Eastern Conference teams. McGinnon's shot gets tipped by Gilbert. Now the Avs are going to get a taste of what the Western Conference is like. Centering pass comes up between the two defensemen and into the Avalanche zone. Varlamov's pass for Parenteau right there at the blue line. They call it offside. Parenteau arguing that the puck was there on the blue line. And his linesman Andy McElman. Not swing, and there's no change. That's offside.
I've been watching hockey for a long time. They don't very often change their mind.
No. Avalanche win the faceoff. Stastny got it to Hayda. Spun around, and Huberdeau could not get it out of the zone for Florida. Kulikov one-on-one in the corner. But McGinn frees up the puck. 3:20 to go in the period. Chased down by Bukestad. Able to get the puck to the neutral zone. Huberdeau. The bump from McGinn. Landeskog has the puck in the middle circle. He shoots towards Thomas's head, who covers the puck after he had dropped it down to the ice.
Well, for Florida, this is game 2 of a 5-game series. They head from here up to Vancouver for the sort of that western swing. You see that a lot for the eastern clubs, Mike. You know, usually at least 5 games when they're coming out west. They play Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary in the next 3.
Why is it different than, Peter, when the West goes to play the East? You don't necessarily always see a 5-game trip.
Yeah, the Avalanche have just 2 4-game trips this year. One is in the East and one's in the West. So it's, I think the Avalanche just have a real good schedule this year.
Sure do. Yeah, so we'll get back at it on Tuesday. So a couple of days off to get ready for the next game against the defending champs, Chicago Blackhawks, here on Tuesday night at Pepsi Center. Looking forward to that one. 2:20 left to go in this game. Winchester coming wide behind the Avalanche net. For the Avalanche, this will be 11 goals against the last 2 games. They lost 7-3 to St. Louis in the last timeout on Thursday night in St. Louis. Right now trailing 4-1. Florida with less than 2 minutes to go in the game.
Mike, it gets back to what we were talking about at the start of the game or before tonight's game, that, you know, there are so many talented players on each and every hockey club. This is a club from Florida that...
Glove save by Thomas on Parenteau's chance.
Whose team makes a lot more sense than their record. I mean, there are some good hockey players, some talented guys. They got some, certainly have some big guys that can skate. And, you know, it just has been a season that started off so poorly. And with a, you know, with a win tonight, there's a minute and 36 away. They move within 8 points of a, you know, of a playoff spot. I mean, you're certainly back in it with 3/4 of the season remaining.
And you wondered, Peter, and remember, Tim Thomas did not play in the National Hockey League last year. You know, how he can get it going and get his game back, even at his age. Well, that goes a long way for this Florida team.
Oh, it certainly does, because he is one of those guys. He plays with a tremendous amount of confidence. There's a, you know, he's got that feel when he's on his game.
Well, we've seen some of that here tonight. Avalanche had some glorious chances, just not able to score other than the O'Reilly goal in the second period.
And that bounced in off his own guy's skate.
1 minute.
Last minute of the game. Parenteau to center. The Florida Panthers going to win for the 5th time this season. And for the Avs, be in Florida in January to play the Panthers again. They'll take on the Panthers January 24th. Close out this season series with the Panthers. Florida, just their 2nd road win of the season. It stops a 9-game losing streak on the road. And for the Avalanche, first 3-game losing streak of the season. 10 seconds to go in this one. Landeskog, one last shot. There it is. Thomas makes the save. There's actually a tenth of a second left, so we'll have one last face-off. That'll be it. So, Peter, we talked about before the start of the game, the young players. Who impressed you tonight?
Oh, you know, I think it was the overall play of the Florida Panthers. I mean, they came in, they played a strong game. Huberdeau was outstanding. Barkov, but Bukestad, I think, for me, he was one of the guys I thought that really had a solid game. For the Avalanche, you know, it just never really seemed to get started. They were good early, but then Florida put in a pretty good game plan.
Well, they dropped the puck. This game is over. And Peter, congratulations to the Florida Panthers. They played a very, very good game. But for the Avalanche, now you've lost 3 in a row. So what did the Avalanche do for the next couple of days to get ready for the defending champs?
Well, you know, you have to look at each and every one of the games. You look at this game individually and say, okay, what did we do right or wrong? And then it's back to hard work. The Avalanche, they have worked really hard this year, all through training camp and all the way up to this point. Game 20 is coming up against the Blackhawks, and you know it's a situation against the Blackhawks. That's a good team. They got thrashed tonight, 7-2, so they're going to be in just a horrible mood themselves. So you know that for the Avalanche, it's just, you know, it's certainly not panic time. It's not a situation where you just sort of blow the whole thing up by any stretch of the imagination. Just get back to doing what got you that early success.
We'll come back. We'll tell you about the 3 stars and wrap things up from Pepsi Center, where the Florida Panthers have beaten the Colorado Avalanche 4-1.